Hi everyone, I want to share with you my experience of being in special education class when I was in a public school setting. Also, in this speech, I want to talk about how special education has helped benefit me and the importance of continuing to fund for it. I was born with autism, including a learning disability, along with a cognitive disability. It was a challenge of having it in this education setting, in a public school setting. There are many reasons why it was a challenge of having it in an education setting, which is I was being teased by other students in the classroom for struggling to comprehend on learning advanced subjects. I was made fun of for having a teacher assistant being present in my classroom, and there was a lot of subjects that I had difficulty in learning, like reading, including taking tests, including taking notes, or trying to understand how lectures work. When it came to working on assignments or essays, I struggled on trying to figure out how to work on these things, like trying to solve a problem from a math or science, trying to answer an essay question about a literature, trying to understand the passages in history, or other ways to help me study test. When I was in a public school setting, I never procrastinated on assignments because it took me a long time to get assignments done. I would always try to work on assignments as early as I can, and even earlier before the weekend would start. When I was in a special education class, I've had the pleasure of having many special education teachers have helped me out. They have also advocated for me to have accommodations like extra time on exams or sometimes on assignments that was harder for me to complete at a reasonable due date. Talking to some of my teachers to try to have them understand me as a student with a disability in a classroom, and having some of the other staff people in special education classes work with me on understanding assignments along with helping me read. Also, in the special education classes, my special education teachers would allow me to use a computer software or audiobooks to help me process information or to help me comprehend on literature. During my time in school, I had faced many hardships where some teachers didn't want to help me when I struggled with my disability. There were times where some teachers thinking that I was a bad person for struggling to comprehend at advanced subjects. And there were times that so many times that they didn't want me to have accommodations to assist me on learning. There are also other times where some of the teachers that I had would try to encourage other students to make fun of me just because I struggle with a disability, or if I struggle on understanding subjects, or even if I ask a question when I am simply just trying to understand what the subject is about. Even though I had struggled during my time in public school as a student with a disability due to it being a difficult environment where I was being teased, dealing with the hardships of teachers for being hard on me for struggling with my disability, and it was hard for me to have friends. I am very appreciative on how special education, the teachers that were in the special education, some of the staff members, including the teacher assistants that have worked really hard to try to help me out, advocate for me to have accommodations to assist me to learn things, standing up for me when I was being bullied by other students or teachers, and also advocating for students with disability rights like mine when they were having to deal with the hardships of bad politics in our education system. I know our country is facing difficult times where we have a current president along with people from both political parties that are presenting anti disability stigma views, and many of them want to cut funds for special education. Yes, maybe special education may be too expensive, but on the other hand, special education has helped me navigate in an education system that is broken, where many students with disabilities like me didn't have a voice, but was able to have a voice from having a special education teachers along with assistants of them to advocate for our fundamental rights. Also, special education has helped me when I struggled with learning on materials in school. They even helped me on ways to expand on critical thinking skills to help me understand different situations or to learn different subjects or to even understand how the world is working, even though it is still challenging today or currently. Even though many people, including some of my friends or people who I know or people in general, have bullied me for having a disability, how I struggle with my disability on a daily basis after I left school, but I am very grateful for how special education has helped benefit me during difficult times in school. And I'm very, very appreciative on how many teacher assistants and my special education teachers have helped me too. I hear too many stories of families who have children with disabilities, students with disabilities, including special education teachers on YouTube or TikTok or from other news sources I listen to, where they are being worried about cuts into special education. They worry about the anti disability stigma being presented in society, including in an educational setting. I want to advocate for people with disability rights, students with disability rights, and even advocate for special education staff, including teachers. Also, I want to heavily advocate that we need to continue to expand on funds to improve special education so we can give resources to students with disabilities to help them learn different subjects, to help hire staff members to assist students with disabilities on learning along with advocating for their rights in society where it is broken. Also, to have the funds to improve other educational resources, including technology, to assist students with disabilities who are struggling with comprehension issues. I want to encourage celebrities, public officials, members of our judicial system, and people from both political parties to stand up for people with disability rights, including students with disability rights, and to even continue to support funds for special education improvements. I want to share my story and my experience about being in a special education class and how it has helped me during difficult times in our educational settings. The reason why I want to share this short story is to try to tell all of you in America, whether you live in rural areas, urban areas, red states, blue states, or even in swing states, that special education has helped benefit me. And it is very important to help many students who are struggling with disabilities or even who struggle with cognitive abilities to get the help that they need to learn. Supporting special education funds, along with increasing funds for it, shouldn't be a partisan issue. It is an American issue. It's a civil rights issue. It's a human rights issue, and it's an educational issue. I hope that many people will understand my short experience of being in a special education class and how it has helped me during difficult times, and how it is very important that we have funds to improve improvements in special education to help many students with disabilities, including many younger generations, to navigate in an educational system or society that is broken. Thanks for taking the time to listen to me.